We just bought this 2017 Ram Promaster, and we have 6 weeks to build it into our dream camper van. This is the first episode of the van build. In this episode, we're installing the sound dampening panels and putting the insulation in. Here we go. All right, here we are, day 1 of the van conversion in our 2017 Promaster. It's the 159 wheelbase. The first thing we're gonna tackle is that the cargo area was used and abused and the paint is gone. So before we start putting anything of the floor, the walls, all of that, we're gonna clean it all down. Then we're gonna spray paint any of the metal that is exposed because we don't want anything to rust in the future. Done scrubbing all of the van, the walls. It was a pain because you had to get through every one of these around here where all the dirt builds up and scrub all of it out so that we can paint these seams. So we're definitely gonna have to seal these up. Finish that up, just about an hour. It was almost exactly an hour to clean out the entire cargo space of the van. Should be good to paint. At this point, we packed up everything and we had to head up to Washington, where I'm gonna actually have a lot of room to work on this van. We're up here in Washington, and I'm gonna build this thing out here in the next couple weeks, or at least I'm gonna try. That's the plan. So we're gonna get at it. We just got our cargo van. We're just starting the build. We bought it in California. We drove it up to Washington. The first thing I'm doing is painting over all of the exposed metal in the cargo area. Before we start anything, I just want to make sure that there is no exposed metal so that we don't have any rust issues in the future. After I'm done spray painting over all of the exposed metal, I'm going to put the sound dampening panels all over the place. After we're done with the sound panels, then I think I'm gonna start putting on the insulation. So I'm hoping to get all of that done today. All right, let's get into it. Finished up painting it. Everything is covered. Now we're gonna wait for it to dry, and then I'm gonna start putting the sound panels on. Let's do this. A lot more difficult than I thought. Maybe I'm spending too much time trying to get it perfect. But apparently the little bumps, you're supposed to indent all of them, and that is how you know that it's properly put on. I think I should have got a bigger one of these because this thing's tiny. I'm kind of excited to see how much of a difference it makes. Most people seem to put these on, and just with these they say that they can notice a difference, which I'm assuming it takes the vibrations probably and kind of absorbs that, and it also adds, I don't know. This is much harder than I was anticipating, so we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Maybe an hour, 2, we'll see. Got the first box all laid out, And now we're rolling each one. On the flat surfaces, like on the walls, it's way easier, but it would definitely be nicer to have a couple longer rollers, especially on the walls, because I think you could just like roll it out in 2 or 3 rolls. With this small one, it's taking a lot more time, just going over it over and over and over again. But yeah, so almost covered the walls and the ceiling with just one box, and I don't think I'm gonna put any on the floor. I'm gonna open up the next box and finish the ceiling, and then help roll it out. Here we go. My arms are burning. This is very difficult. It's gonna take much longer to do the ceiling, but it didn't actually take that long to lay them all out and roll out the just the walls. So I don't even, maybe it's been an hour at most, but we should be done here pretty soon. As long as my arms don't fall off. Where we've rolled out all the walls and about a quarter of the ceiling, but my arms are gonna fall off. Now I'm gonna move on and start putting the insulation in. And then I'll go back and try to roll those out, probably one at a time as my arms fall off instantaneously. Woo! I'm just rolling out the sheet of the insulation, taping it into place, and then just cutting along where it needs to be. I know a lot of people like cut out cardboard stencils and then they transfer it over and cut it, but I feel like this is working pretty good, so I'm gonna keep doing it this way. I think it'll save a bunch of time. It's getting on there nice. Once I have it all laid out, then we'll start taking them back off, spraying the adhesive, and actually putting them in their permanent homes. But yeah, super stoked about this stuff. It's nice. Got the insulation on all of the walls. All the pieces are cut and just hanging there temporarily. And now I think I'm gonna start spraying the adhesive onto the walls, and you gotta wait till they're a little bit tacky. And once that happens, then we just stick this insulation right on the wall. I definitely suggest investing in some really heavy duty, super sharp scissors. I was using just like regular kitchen scissors. By the end of the last cut, it was hard to even move my fingers because these scissors are not made to be doing this. But if you had some really heavy duty scissors, I think this would cut so fast and it would be super easy. And it really didn't take that long. I only worked on it maybe 2 hours, maybe at most. But yeah, it's getting there. We're gonna have a window on the slider door right there, and I think we're gonna put a fan up there. But I still have to insulate the top. We're getting there. I just ripped these panels off the back doors and the sliding door. Just tons of these little buggers. Quite difficult to get those all out, but now they're out. We're gonna put insulation there. It's nice to have those because I can use those as stencils for when we're cutting our panels. So that's gonna be very helpful to have. But yeah, we're plugging away. Things are moving pretty quickly. I'm excited. Woo! Attempt to stick on the first one with the 3M high strength 90 spray adhesive. So I'm going to spray this on the panel, wait till it's tacky, and then I'm going to put the panel back on. We'll see how this goes, and then I'll do it to the rest of them. Alright, just sprayed that on. Now we're going to wait a little bit till it's not just like drippy and wet. Once it's a little tacky, I'll check that out. Actually, already getting a little tacky, but see how it's not. Okay, just use the spray adhesive, sprayed it on, wait till it was a little bit tacky. Threw this on. That was super easy. I think it's pretty stuck on there. Doesn't seem to have any problems. You just move on and do the rest of them. This whole entire wall is done. This stuff is awesome to work with. I think it's Insulate. I'll take a shot of what it's called. 3M Insulate. I have the 600 gram, but I've never worked with insulation that you can just like touch. It also, there's no mess. Nothing is like falling off of it. It is all self-contained. You can just cut it with scissors and then you just spray adhesive, stick it to the wall. Done. And then we're just cutting little extra pieces to just get every single spot possible. We still have to figure out how we're gonna insulate these sections, filling it maybe, taking this stuff, cutting them in little pieces and just shoving them in the walls. Insulation's almost in. We're gonna continue to the back wall or doors, this panel, and then we're gonna tackle the ceiling. And then we are done insulating, which is sweet. All right, another thing that we have to do is get rid of all of these guys. They're all over the floor for when it was a cargo van, mounting things down and strapping them in place, but right now they're just gonna be in the way for when we lay the floor in. So I gotta take all of those out. Taking them out is super easy, but then I noticed as I took one out, it's just a straight hole all the way to the outside. So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna use to seal it. Make sure that we don't have any leaks from all of these holes. It's always something. Okay, all right, so I was spray painting and then I was using this spray adhesive and I started killing all my brain cells and getting a headache. So I got a mask. Now I'm gonna finish this side. Spray them on, here we go. Come on, let's raise the sun and make this place a home. The world will say. We have both walls like 99% done. We're just kind of shoving some miscellaneous into the little crevices. And now we're gonna start cutting the pieces and putting them on the ceiling. And then we should be done with the insulation. Yeah, here we go. So I got to the very last 12 inches of the ceiling, which would be the finish of all of this. But of course I ran out of this adhesive. So now there is one little flap just chilling, dangling there. So get 4 of these, not 3. Don't make the mistake I did. But yeah, the insulation is basically in. It's really, really annoying having that flap flapping around. But I guess you live and learn. Get 4 of these bad boys. I think that's it for today. We're gonna make a list of supplies that we need to get from Home Depot. Probably gonna do the floor before we do the studs on the wall. But yeah, it's coming along. Cannot wait to start putting walls up. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. This is gonna be a whole series as we build out this van. Please, please, if you like epic adventures, travel, van life, any of those types of things, subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when we upload the upcoming videos of this van build. And of course, leave some comments if you have questions or thoughts or think that we could have done something more efficient or better. I'd love to hear that because we're probably going to be building out more vans, potentially. We're renting this van out and then using it ourselves. And then we want to maybe do another one, sell it or rent it, and just keep doing that. Or maybe sell vans and rent vans. We don't know yet. It's kind of the idea though. So yeah, thanks for following along. Make sure to check out some of my other videos. Some things that are coming up. We're going to be cutting a hole in the roof to put a fan. We're gonna be cutting a window hole in the slider door. And we have 2 windows for the back doors right here that we're gonna cut those out, put those in. So I'm kind of neglecting that and trying to hold off as long as I can before I start drilling and cutting holes in my van. So, yeah. But anyways, thanks for following along. Till next time. Peace out, guys. Man, I just can't believe that I ran out right here, just right at the end. It's pretty well insulated. So excited to have a fully insulated van.